There's no chance I'm winning.
We are live. I don't know how many people are in this. Oh, 3 people. Hey, welcome. Feel free to put some stuff in the chat. We'll start watching a game here pretty soon. I think I'm watching the end of Florida and Florida State at the moment. Hopefully I don't have the TV too loud, but we can adjust things as we go here. Yeah, this is a dog hanging out with me. Got the wife messing things up. See, not many people on at the moment, but hopefully when you do jump on, you can hear me pretty good. I gotta say, a little surprised at the Florida State score. Neither team living up to what they thought they might. But I guess with that kind of expectation, you just kind of like, well, one team's got to win, one team's got to lose. There's not a huge separation. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the channel, some of the videos. I've enjoyed making them. Obviously, this is a little bit of a different look because I, put my stupid ugly face on the screen instead of recording something, putting some nice highlights or pictures and things like that. But, I'll usually be doing that. Just thought I'd do something different here. Go live, see if anyone wanted to hang out and watch a little bit of a game with me. And, if you don't, well, I guess Lily does. This is Lily, everyone. She, I don't know. She's just going to hang out as well. Maybe she'll increase the viewers. Hey, somebody gave me a heart. Love that. Thank you. Unless it was my own wife. Might have been. But still, regardless, I'm going to check in with her just for a second. Don't mind me. Is the sound good on your end there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wife says the sound's good.
There's going to be a little bit of a delay, so if you see something on the screen.
From the UK. You're good at giving the history on a college game for people who don't know. Yes. Thank you for that. I actually like giving the history for people that do know sometimes, because sometimes people know a little bit, sometimes people know a lot, and believe me, people have taught me a few things, and that's a wonderful thing that's come out of this too. Because I'm not going to pretend I don't know some things, because I do. I know a lot of things, but I don't know everything. So there's been some great comments on some of my videos, and those people have really taught me some things. And it's crazy, the UK. I know looking at my channel analytics and stuff, I don't see a lot of people from the UK. I think it's maybe 98% USA. So it's pretty cool that you guys are over there enjoying it, especially at the college level. I know some UK people personally, and some of them watch pro football and stuff, and I get that. That's a big draw, but not so much college. So it's nice to have you here. It's cool. What else we got? Yeah, my wife just comments and pretty much the things I just said. So because she feels the same way. Don't mind her comments if we have a little lag in viewers or conversation. She's going to throw some comments my way just so anyone rewatching this can, not see an asshole sitting by himself talking to himself, or Lily girl here. Got any more questions? No, nothing yet. Guys, I might bust out the glasses here in a minute. It's not something I do too often, but I want to be able to answer pretty much any comment that comes through. If you see me look at my phone, I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm not doing anything. It's probably just me looking up something because, I don't always have a fact or an answer right on the tip of my tongue, or a score update, or there's a lot of games going on right now. I won't pretend to know every stat and everything. And sometimes your memory just goes out, So, and this is my first time going live on this channel, at least. I've been on another channel. YouTube tells me there might be some ads here and there. Just let me know if that's the case and you missed something I was saying. I'd hate to give you guys the ads, but shit, they're paying me for the ads, so you guys would do it too. Let's be honest.
No.
Guess my wife over here's enjoying watching some of these last games, but we're about to get these 7:30 slate of games started. U.S. Eastern time for my UK guy there. I think it's 5 hours ahead of time there.
Depending on where you're at.
You guys about 1 a.m., 2 a.m., depending on where you are. Cool to see you up enjoying things. I know when they say things are going to start at 7:30, they don't. They start at like 7:40 something. So I just thought I'd get on a little early. It ain't hurting nothing. Oh, we got another comment here. Oh, well, Crown, thank you for that. Oh, 12:30 a.m. My bad.
Oh my gosh.
You got that military time. It
No
says,
wonder it's so hard for them
said
to watch
0:30
videos.
a.m., Caught me off guard there. Oh, there goes on my TV. At least Florida State wasn't even ready for the snap.
Oh, he got it.
Wow. Anybody out there watching Florida State and just saw that play or just missed that play? Hold on, it's coming. That's pretty crazy. Do have a flag. But yeah, we're fluctuating between a couple views here, maybe a few more are on. But to the ones that are on, cheers for me and Lily. Feel free to ask me some questions about some things you've seen today, or things that's been on my channel. I'll give you some of my personal opinions if you ask. I try to keep a neutral profile on my recorded videos, of course. Try not to upset too many fan bases, though there's one in Orlando, Florida that insists on constantly getting upset.
No.
Wow. Once again, Florida State. Just check out that play if you're a little behind me or live. You think Vandy has any chance of making the playoffs? Where are they sitting? They were around
Oh, the 14.
14. I think it's going to be tough. So you're right on the edge of 12, but I think it's going to be tough to jump some of the teams that get in on their merits alone, like somebody that won their conference, for example. Like you're going to get someone bumped out that's right on the edge. That's probably a group of 5 team, honestly, would bump them right out, because you got to save one spot for the group of 5. I forget who they think's going to make that right now. I think they're projecting Tulane. So I think Vandy will be just left out. And that's a shame, because they've had, I think they said, their best season in school history, their first 10-win season at least. I'd have to look way back and see if they went maybe 6, 7-0 in like the 1800s or something. But take that with a grain of salt. There wasn't that many teams playing. It is a real shame, though, that they're probably going to be left just on the outside.
Yeah, but it's not surprising considering their history and championship games in general, right? Like,
Well, if you guys can't hear, my wife was making a verbal comment on that note that Vandy has. She was saying that they don't have a great history in championship games. Well, they've never actually been in one, so they don't have a history of that. They've had some great seasons. I'm trying to remember the guy's name, but in the 20s, they had a really good coach. And I think he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. Hold on. Lily wants back in the stream. In the 1920s, there was a Vanderbilt coach. He was really good. He's one of their most famous of all time. I guess I got someone looking it up over here beside me. We got a little assistant here. Look it up on the phone.
Dan Gugunin?
Dan sounds right.
1919 to 1994.
Dan sounds right. Are you sure you got his last name right?
I don't know.
Is it McGinn? Or
Guggen? There's two G's.
Dan McGugan. Where's he from? Strangely enough, I'll know if that's correct.
He was the University of Winning's coach.
Okay. Is he from the North? Because I remember a specific story about a Vanderbilt coach.
I saw something that said it was from New York, but I don't think that's right.
And if the viewers want to hear this, or maybe they know it, this Vanderbilt coach gave a speech in the early 1900s, so right around the time my wife was telling me here. And I think it's the guy she's saying, Dan. His last name, I guess, is a little complicated. But he went into a game with Yale, I want to say it was, and he gave a speech to fire up the boys about the Civil War, about how these northern assholes like killed your fathers and grandfathers or whatever it may be in the war, and you need to go up there for Vandy and beat them down. And it's ironic because this coach is like, he was from the North, so he was just kind of talking out of his ass.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Well, I don't know.
Apologies if anyone doesn't like the language. I try to filter that a little bit on the recorded videos, but me just talking one-on-one with you guys or in a casual setting like this, a little bit of language is going to come out. I apologize if that upsets anyone, but sometimes I don't even know what's happening, so just trying to be myself, honestly. 1 second. Hey, there you go. If you're watching Florida State. Coach was from Iowa, yes. Okay. Well, if I remember correctly, I'm not a history in general person, but I feel like Iowa wasn't too involved in that war with the whole North and South politics. I'm sure they were right on the border over there, but you go out a little bit west, and I think they got less involved. But still, the speech he used, and I don't remember where I heard this. I think I read it in one of the college football books I've read. Yeah, he tried to fire him up, saying these guys killed your grandfathers and stuff. And he was from the North, or a team that, or a state that was associated with the North more so. So, kind of funny. Real great early coach. I say that, and I can't remember his last name or pronounce it. Might look that one up for myself because it might. See. I think that is Dan McGinn. Dan McGinn. Apologies if I got that wrong to any Vandy fans out there.
The League of Dr. Pepper. College football. It's a pepper thing. New Saquon store Old Spice. Smell like you can hurdle over a man, or a bigger man, or a really, really big man.
Yeah, I do appreciate Harlequin666 for hanging with me here in the early moments of the stream. Happy to have you. And feel free to ask anything else you'd like, or just hang out with me if you got no more questions. And hey, we just had a couple more join us. Appreciate you guys. Oh, wife's got a question for you there. She was in the UK a few years ago, or not in the UK. Hold on, I'm sorry. Yes, she was in Scotland. I don't know too much about that stuff. I know I talked to someone from Ireland one time, and they were mad when they were included in the UK, and they just didn't want to be. So I didn't understand the divide. I know part of it, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm speaking out of my ass here, but like part of Ireland is part of the UK, parts not. Yeah, okay. So apparently I got that halfway right, but the college football guy. Maybe he answered you. Check in the comments. Yeah.
Isn't one of the wrestlers from Birmingham, please?
Wrestlers from Birmingham.
No.
I think she's wife asking me that because she's seeing a wrestling commercial on here. Yeah, there's a lot of UK wrestlers, so it'd be hard for me to pinpoint all of them. Oh yeah, I wanted to say this. If you're just not a fan of the channel and you're just coming across this live randomly, yo, I'm Chris. I do some college football content, a lot of historical stuff, but I'm up to date on a good bit of the current stuff too. I just like talking about the historic stuff because it doesn't change. If I say something from history, it's not going to change. If I make a prediction for the weekend, that's going to change one video later. And honestly, people can go back and watch historical stuff year after year, and it will always be accurate. You predict something one week and it's disproven the next week, that video is basically dead in the water. So I do enjoy the historical stuff a lot more.
I have a question for you.
Well, I have a verbal question from the other side of the couch. All right.
I was just thinking about how Florida's season has changed drastically since the start of the season. And then looking at the records, 5-6, and then you have 3-8.
Mm-hmm.
Before seeing the score now, who would you have back?
All right. So if that didn't pick up on the mic, she asked, at the beginning of the season, I think I touched on this a little already. Florida State had some momentum. Florida had some expectations. And who would you have picked going in? Going in? It depends on if it was after week one or before week one, because after week one, Florida State stomped Alabama. And here they are, 5-6, lost a bunch of games. And then if you go down the line a little bit, Florida beat Texas, I think. I think Florida beat Texas. And that's a bit shocking, too.
Yeah, barely by 8.
So both of these teams have a win on their schedule that was not expected. And if I told you that Florida State stomped Alabama in game one, and I told you that Florida had beaten Texas a few weeks later, you wouldn't be here telling me that these teams were 5-6 and 3-8. So
I just realized something. Florida may be the worst team in Florida right now. They've lost to South
Florida might have the worst record
Miami,
in Florida.
They lost to.
I am going to jump over to the Iron Bowl Alabama and Auburn, because this game's not really a close game as of the time of me speaking here. We are at 34-21 with 2 minutes left, so not really great. I'm going to gear up ABC. Like that technology right there, guys. Check it out. Down to one person watching, and I don't hate that because I got 4 likes. You know, I love those 4 likes. And you know, if I have 100 viewers or 5 viewers, I'm not upset. I don't take it personally. This is my first go at this, and I'm just trying something different for the moment. We got a question here, or had a lot of chances to win big games and just didn't. Yeah, that's really true. I was at one of them. I was at the Georgia-Florida game where at the, you know, one of the last drives there, Georgia came down, won the game. Another team who I just switched over to, I think had even more chances to win big games, and that was Auburn. Auburn has had so many chances to win some games this year, and they failed every time. And, you know, this is their last chance to make me eat those words. Well, you're not going to make me eat those words, but this is your last chance to say, hey, I can keep it close and I can finish. Say a dirty joke in there somewhere. North Texas more likely make it than JMU, even though they have a better record. Yeah, I saw North Texas get to, was it 10-1 or 11-1? I guess it's 11-1 if it was their last game. So that's pretty crazy because I don't think in North Texas, going into the season, I thought North Texas was going to be one of the better teams. That wasn't on my predictions, but I think they were projected to be a little in the upper level of their conference. But, you know, I can't say I'm great at predictions. I have good informed opinions, but sometimes you just get them wrong, and so does the entire College Game Day crew. So, you know, I think that's why I like college football a good bit. It's because you never know what's going to happen. I guess that's true in every level of a lot of sports, but I guess when you have 150 teams or whatever it is, you have a lot more chances to have some drama. Maybe one of the biggest field of teams you have in any sport that people commonly watch. Let's see. Sorry, I went silent there for a minute. I was just watching this drive here a little bit. No, Mary, Auburn did start the year ranked.
Yeah,
the wife was asking. They were ranked pretty low, about 21st, yeah. And then they lost a game or two, and then it was gone. Let's hear it from you guys, though. I know I posted that I was going to start with this game. I'm not married to this game, like I said in the comments of that post. But where I am currently located, it's kind of a big deal. I'm not in Alabama, and shocker, I'm not in Arkansas either. I just happen to be wearing this jersey. I am in South Georgia, for anyone that was going to ask that. Okay. I think we're going to have a game here, honestly, guys. Logic would say Alabama's going to win by 3 touchdowns, but logic doesn't apply in rival games a lot of times. So
What a rivalry.
It's pretty bad. But 15, 20. I think Alabama leads this rivalry by 15 or 20. I'm being fact checked on the other side of the couch here, but if I had to guess,
What?
about 15, 20 in Alabama's favor. Games ahead.
So record is 51-37-1. Alabama does lead the series.
And how many games?
Oh, I didn't realize that they were. Wait,
What was that close on the 15 to 20?
why can't I remember? They do a neutral site like.
They used to do a neutral site.
Yeah. I don't know.
Result today. So, what's your most shocking result today so far?
Oh,
I have an answer to that already.
Yeah, you do.
For that, we go to the FCS. And we had the playoff game. So the most recent video I put out was about the Ivy League schools getting into the FCS playoffs. I predicted they'd both get beat up pretty good, Harvard and Yale. And for a long time, that's what was happening. And then I believe it was 42-17 at one point with Yale and Youngstown State. I look again, it's closer. I look again, it's closer. I look again, Yale's taking the lead, and Yale won the game. So we're talking about a group of, people that love academics, and they don't offer football scholarships, as I said in that video. And they won that game. They scored 21 unanswered in the fourth quarter, and that's maybe one of the most amazing things I've seen in, I was going to say this year, but I saw the South Carolina-Texas A&M game where they came back by like 31 points. But today, for sure, it's Yale. And if I had to pick a Ivy League team that I cheer for the most, it'd probably be Yale. I got no real reasons for that. I just, I like the blue and the white and the Bulldogs, and I got no real dog in the fight, but I guess I take one dog. It's Yale. I'm seeing that up next. If I'm seeing correctly, Yale's going to play Montana State in the next round. That's going to be ugly.
It's at Montana State.
Montana State is way better than Youngstown State, and boy.
You got a 10-2 record.
Oh yeah, Montana State is really good in the FCS level. I don't mind being a little silent here. It looks like I'm speaking to my wife only. Welcome back, someone.
Well, it does this weird thing where it's like if you have multiple screens open, it'll make it look like you're not like watching the live feed, which you are, and then you have to hop back on.
Oh, okay.
And then sometimes there have been ads that are like.
Well, no, it's all cool. If someone wants to, if you got something to do and need to leave the live stream, feel free.
All right, how long do you think we're going to be scoreless for?
All right, the wife asked how long I think we're going to be scoreless for in the Auburn-Alabama game. Someone will score in the first. We're only 2 minutes in.
There's already been a change of possession.
Yeah, there's been a change. Not a very long drive for Alabama to start the game. But, just decided to see what happens here, and just looking for some good evening games here. Yeah, well, it's not a smooth move there for the Auburn quarterback. I gotta be honest, I don't know who the Auburn quarterback is these days. Long gone are we from Cam Newton and Bo Nix. And to be honest, I've seen about 3 or 4 Auburn games this year.
Ashton Daniels?
Ashton
Or
Daniels.
Jackson Arnold. Yeah, I guess.
Jackson Arnold. I think Jackson Arnold's the usual. That one sounds more familiar. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, guys, let me know what you're watching. If you're not watching the same game I am, let me know what's going on with you out there. And if you can see my lobby, how many people over. Well, hey man, don't let the amount of viewers scare you off, guys. It's like a swimming pool, you know. If there's one person in the pool, we can have our space. If there's a number of people in the pool, we can have a good time.
That's so stupid. That was so stupid. What does that even mean?
That means you can't play chicken with one person in the pool. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you can float.
You could float, but
Oh my gosh, that was so lame.
yeah, I see some more people in the pool. Now we can play chicken. Speaking of chickens, see, Kentucky and Louisville wasn't a great game. I don't know why I said speaking of chickens. No one in there is a chicken, but
Speaking of chickens.
well, in South Carolina, yeah, speaking of chickens should have been a South Carolina thing. Oh, man. Guess no one's going to ask me, but since you're not going to ask me, I'm just going to answer anyway. This game here, Alabama-Auburn, I guess I'm cheering for Auburn because, like most of the world, you know, I don't like Alabama. So
you'd rather face...
I'd rather a team I don't like lose. There's not a deeper meaning to it. And yes, the team I cheer for, which is not Arkansas actually, does stand to have some ramifications from the result of it. Fuck it, guys. I cheer for Georgia. I'm a Georgia Bulldog. And this game obviously determines who Georgia plays after A&M lost their game and sent Georgia to the SEC championship. So, some invested interest in this game. But if we got some people to jump on and they're like, hey, you're missing a crazy game out west or something, you know, I'll check it out. No big deal. Whatever you guys want to do. Auburn will hire their next head coach. That's a good question. Let me think about that for a minute. I haven't heard any rumors, so, and maybe there's some out there, but I just haven't heard them. I mean, no, I'm not going to say that. I might sound dumb. I was going to, well, you know what? Hugh Freeze maybe wasn't the worst coach in the world. Like, he had them in every game. I say you just get a little bit more talent. You get your game plan together. You might win all those games, and you might never get fired. But as it stands, I'm not great at the coaching carousel. The only thing I've been really hearing about is Lane Kiffin, of course, and by all accounts, he'll be taking the LSU job tomorrow. And I got mixed feelings about that because I think he's built something real special in Mississippi. But on the other hand, LSU might be offering you a bigger contract. I actually think that's a fact. I think they're offering a bigger contract, and obviously your recruiting at LSU is going to be phenomenal because they have their name to build on. You're like, hey guys, you want to go where Joe Burrow went, Jamar Chase went, Honey Badger went, all those guys.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of like a slap in the face to Ole Miss there. It's not like Ole Miss
It is a
doesn't
slap
have
in the face to Ole
prestige.
Miss. Ole Miss should. I feel like Ole Miss should offer him a raise. I think, despite what you think, of Lane Kiffin, he's an asshole, right? But he might be one of the best coaches Ole Miss has had, and I don't want to downplay their legendary coach.
All right, look at this. He makes about $9 million. He is
Makes
the
$9 million.
1, 2, 3,
He's
4,
not that far from the
fifth,
fifth most highest paid coach.
only $1 million more at LSU. So what are they offering?
I guess he just wants the opportunity to have a bigger. I mean, it's easier to recruit if you play. If anyone out there plays college football 26 or whatever, you'll probably notice dynasty mode in particular. You'll probably notice that if you take a bigger school job, then like recruiting gets a lot easier. And you know what? That's not unlike real life. Sometimes you can just be like, hey, and tell a recruit, hey, it's LSU. Enough said. And you might have to pitch him harder on Ole Miss, but I think he's done a great job of that. But I guess that creates another argument. If he's this good at Ole Miss, how much better could he be at LSU? So there's a lot for him to consider. And
I'm just looking at the recruiting rankings, seeing where everybody sits currently.
Make sure I didn't miss any questions. Sorry to jump forward. Don't want to bring out the glasses, but if I start getting a lot of questions, I will, I never had to wear glasses. Never even was given glasses until my late 30s. Which I say that like it was a long time ago. It was like last year.
Okay, LSU has a recruiting class of 15 for next year. I guess it doesn't really matter if it's a different coach.
No, recruiting classes are going to change pretty soon here in the next month or two. Man, Harlequin 666, if this has been you the whole time hanging out with me, really appreciate it. Really appreciate your questions, and hope you're sipping on something good and you're not too tired with the late night. Also hope that the ads aren't cutting into the live stream too much, but as I said, necessary evil, helps the integrity of the channel and such. North Dakota beat Tennessee Tech in the FCS first round. That's not something I had seen until just now. Tennessee Tech was having a great season. But, those Dakota schools, they're going to beat you down. Now still waiting for a score in Alabama-Auburn here as it sits on my stream. I know I'm not that much ahead or behind anyone, so from where I'm sitting, Alabama's putting together a little bit of a drive, which is what I expected. What we got here? We got a question. It's good drinking beer. Wife's asleep, just trying to enjoy some American football. Yep. Hell yeah.
I wonder, are they restricted to games out there? Like, do they only get certain conferences?
Yeah, you guys get less games out there. Because, with to me, I've got access to probably I don't know, 5 games regionally, and then with ESPN Plus on Hulu and Disney and stuff like that, I probably got access to
Yeah, but you know how there's
10,
like
15
blackout?
more.
There's like blackout regions. I'm just wondering, like over there.
I don't think they black out too many college games these days. It's more the NFL. Well, I'll tell you, I remember when Alabama used to be able to run the ball a lot better than they have now. I don't. I'm not saying Jam Miller's a bad running back. I'm just saying you don't hear about him that much. And you used to hear about, Trent Richardson, Derrick Henry,
Yeah, they used to be a
Mark
heck of a-
Ingram. Till I said Jam Miller, how many of you guys knew that who Alabama's running back was?
I didn't.
As an Alabama hater, I've seen a few of their games, so I know a few names.
Oh, he's getting sacked. Oh, he gets half the court.
Got any West Coast people out there? I see Oregon beat Washington, not a huge surprise. Enjoy some West Coast football. See a few more you jumped on. West Coast guys? Anybody? I just tend to navigate to southern football, being here in South Georgia and living in the South good majority of my life, but I've traveled around the country. Get most NFL games. That's crazy. We don't get most NFL games unless you pay a little extra for it. We get, I don't know if this is going to be completely foreign terms to you, but I don't think so. I think they're national. But on Fox and NBC, we usually get one game on Fox, one game on NBC or CBS or something like that. And it's usually based on our location. And then for the afternoon games or the evening games, we get another 2 games. And then, of course, the whole nation gets the Sunday night game and the Monday night game. And, of course, the Thursday night games on Peacock, which I know is global, I think. I'm pretty sure it's global. Got a big moment in the one I'm watching here. I'd love to have the camera facing the other way. I know this isn't the most appealing thing to look at me talking, but if I turned it the other way, people would or YouTube would shut it down quick because I'd be basically pirating the game. And hey, I gotta tell you, through the first half of the first quarter, just my thoughts here. Auburn's showing up like they have all season, but history would lead me to believe they're not going to finish. My heart would love them to finish. Yeah, today only Ohio State, Michigan. Oh, wow. Well, I've had a lot. A lot of them been on Hulu, ESPN Plus, though. We're going to have a kick here on my end. I won't say anything if anyone's watching live. If you're delayed, or if my microphone picked it up, He made the kick. It wasn't very hard. I hope I'm not spoiling too much. Alabama up 3-0, Whatever. You know what? I'll turn the question back around at my guy here. Well, I guess not for Auburn, but I was talking about Ole Miss for a minute there. My question to anyone watching out there is, personally, I know Lane Kiffin's an asshole and everything. I think he's a really good coach, though. I think he's come into his own through the years. I want to ask you guys if Lane Kiffin So if Auburn were to find a way to win this game, Lane Kiffin goes to the SEC championship. He wins the SEC championship, and he's suddenly a top seed in the playoff. Wouldn't you want to stay with that? Like, I know LSU's a great offer, but wouldn't you think about staying with that when you've got such a good situation?
I feel like there's something.
I personally want to stay at Ole Miss, but I kind of tend not to like LSU. I don't hate LSU. Don't come at me if anybody's an LSU fan. I don't hate LSU, but if I sort of dislike them. But 8 p.m. for us, man.
Yeah, because they're still third.
8 p.m. for the 1 o'clock game for us. It's 8, or for the 4 o'clock game. It's 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it comes 6 hours ahead until.
So yeah, our midday games are 8 o'clock for you. So I bet the Sunday night game, when you get a good one, it's a little bit of a decision, huh? Whether you want to stay up for it. And let's be honest, I don't always tune into the Sunday night game. Just depends on what it is. Fantasy players, teams I like, players I like. If it's can't miss football, it's can't miss football. I'm a college guy, of course, but I like all football. Hell, I even went to this is gonna sound crazy to my UK guy here, but I went to a high school football game this year of a school I did not go to high school at, just a team down the road. And I shit you not, man. This stadium, they had like 9,000 seats, and most of them were full. And that's just high school football in the South. I'm not even in Texas. I know you've seen probably in the movies and stuff, Texas has got it big, and they do. But we're not far behind here in like Georgia and Florida and South Carolina, parts of them, and Louisiana. California has some huge stuff. Ohio, I think. I'm not farting, guys. That's my dog snoring in the corner. What you got? I think this being a non-USB. I think there's a lot more pressure. Or is that what you're saying?
There's just always a little bit of bad blood when you switch
I think-
from one SEC to the other.
Yeah. I think there's more pressure to win at LSU, though, unless that's what you're implying. Unless I'm getting you wrong here, I think you're saying that LSU, it might be easier or whatever. I think that there's more problem. Yeah, I've got a few dogs, so here's another. Yeah, LSU, I think there's more pressure. I think if you lose a few games at Ole Miss, you're going to be safe. And you're kind of doing something that hasn't been done in a long time. And Ole Miss's big time years were the 1960s. So you're putting them in a new era. And LSU, they expect to win a national championship soon. And if you don't, you're going to be out. And that's what just happened to the current coach. Yeah, the high school stadium got, even for me growing up in the South and seeing some of this stuff, it was still crazy to see 9,000 at that high school. They actually just renovated it. It's in the town right next to the one I live in. And you wouldn't believe it. I think they spent multi-million US dollars on it, and they rebuilt the whole high school, new stadium. It's the biggest classification in the state of Georgia. But I don't think that matters because some people have, what you think is normal. And I don't know what anyone out there thinks is normal. My high school that I went to a good bit ago, They hold about 4,000. That might be crazy to some people in other countries
Because mine did.
for a high school stadium and 4,000. I didn't think that was weird. That's just kind of how I grew up, and we weren't good. We had a average season. We had a losing season. We had like one winning season, and still, lots of people just showed up from all over town. Last little shoe seems like a chance from the outside. Yeah, I just think if you go to LSU and you don't win a national championship in, I'm going to say 3 or 4 years, you're already on the hot seat. I feel like Ole Miss, you're kind of like, you're about 5 years of them building statues of you already because they only have one or two great, I don't want to offend any Ole Miss fans, but like you only have like a couple great coaches in history, in my view. And maybe I should say not great, but like elite. And, put on the spot here, I'm forgetting, I don't want to get the name wrong. Yeah, I was about to say something stupid. I'm glad I looked this up. Give me a sec. Just getting this right. I almost named a damn actor. Johnny Vaught, of course, the legendary head coach at Ole Miss. I almost said John Voight, an actor. Father of Angelina Jolie, I think. And that was going to be stupid if I said that. But I've already said it, so made an ass out of myself anyway. Shout out to Angelina Jolie.
What?
Historic babe. Hadn't seen her a lot lately. Historic babe. All right, guys, what we got here? Haven't been paying attention here. Alabama done got the ball back. Auburn must have done nothing. As I say that, they almost got an interception. Sorry if your TV's delayed and you just now saw it, but I said almost. Didn't quite get the interception. Just an almost. Nothing big, nothing big. We're going to get some big plays here. But yeah, once again, if we got some Midwesterners or some people on the West Coast, let's hear what you guys are watching. Or maybe you're watching this game too. I don't know. Here in the South, this is a pretty big game. Never been that big for me being in Georgia, but I respect that it's a big game in Alabama. And I know people in Alabama, of course. That's one state over. If you're not looking at a map. We got a big play here. Sorry if I'm being a little quiet. I'm going to watch this play real quick.
Oh.
My drink exploded. Looks like we might have a defensive battle here. Now that I keep mentioning it, I kind of wonder what people on the West Coast might be watching. But let's be real, you guys on the West Coast, you guys used to be Pac-12 guys, and you kind of have to join the Midwest because you joined that conference. All of LA. I see Washington State and Oregon. I've always liked the look of Oregon State's stadium. I've been up there near Washington State once. Probably a meaningful game to some guys up there. Virginia Tech. I know a fan of Virginia Tech. He's pretty miserable lately. If you're watching, Brett, that was a shout out at you, man. Oh, you know what? UCLA and USC. I should have known. Battle of Los Angeles. If any of you guys are USC fans, UCLA fans, I would expect USC will whip them, but UCLA has had some games this year where they just come out of nowhere and win games they shouldn't. Nico Imaliva, however you pronounce that name. I personally don't like watching these defensive battles, so anything you guys want to ask, that's cool, because defensive battles over here boring me a little. Need to see a big play. Want to see a 50-yard pass. Give me something. Of course not. Can't be bothered. You too.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Nothing crazy if you guys aren't watching live. Just a missed opportunity. Missing their chances. What beer are we drinking over there, Harlequin 666? I don't know what you guys drink over there. Like I said, I hung out with a lot of you guys. And I don't just say that as a guy that met a British person once. I say that as a guy that I worked at a camp one time, and we had a big UK showing from that camp. Not the campers themselves, but like the employees and stuff. So, on our off days and stuff, I'd go out with some of them, and sometimes they'd have a different preference of drink than we would out at the bars and stuff. Just didn't know what you had. Oh, guys, if you hadn't seen that, watch that. Wow. Excelsior shit. Beer from the German supermarket. Can't say I've heard of that one. A lot of the beers I like are obviously in the States here, usually from Colorado, actually. I like a lot of the Colorado stuff. Blue Moon, New Belgium, Fat Tire stuff. Oh, he might have dropped that. I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, hell, we ain't going to see a big play. Sorry, I ain't got huge reactions here, guys. I watch a guy for his huge reactions. Shout out to, I think it's called C. Dottie, something like that. He reacts to some games throughout the college, NFL, NBA. He gets a little wild with it. We got 7.99, 15 cans, $8.50. So cheap crap. Yeah. No stranger to the cheap stuff. For the longest time, my beer was Natty Ice. Hope that didn't scare anybody, but Natty Ice, not even Natty Light. I liked the Natty Ice, but try not to get the cheap stuff too much. But sometimes the cheap stuff is, keep the calories down. You just want it to get the job done. You don't want all the extra flavor. I get that. And not break the bank, of course. I swear the biggest play we've had is like 15 yards in this game. Four or 12 for 29 yards.
It's cheap. $8.50 for 15 cans.
$8.50
US dollar. No. He converted it.
Oh, he converted. Oh, not bad.
That's you can't get that here.
15 cans? No, 15 cans. You need about $11 at least, and that would be real cheap stuff. Alabama players on the roster. Okay, gotta respect that. A lot of the players on both rosters from the state of Alabama. I should really take this jersey off, huh? Arkansas got blasted by Missouri. And again, if you're just now joining the feed or whatever, not an Arkansas fan, haven't even been to the state of Arkansas in, I want to say, 5 or 6 years. Had to do a job over there one time.
Oh my gosh.
That involved sports. I was doing stats for football.
It was horrible.
Weevils. And it was Arkansas Monticello. It was a very small school, I think a Division II school. And their mascot name was the Bull Weevils, which I think, don't come after me if I'm wrong here, guys. I think it's just a type of like a beetle or a bug. Not anything you'd want to name a team after. $11 gets you 10 cans of Guinness. Yes,
I do
know Guinness. But I feel like in America, 10 cans of Guinness. Ooh, I think that'd be closer to 18. Been drinking a bit less in the last several years, so I'm kind of been a fan of Guinness Zero recently, and haven't had it in a while, but Guinness Zero, not too bad as far as the non-alcoholic beers go. Well, on my end here, on my stream, I'm going by straight up cable. I happen to belong to the, 10% of the world that still has cable. I got some don't get me wrong, I got some streaming services too. It's just for sports and stuff. I like to get the cable because if you're watching a 3rd down and 15, you put the ball in the air and the internet goes out on your stream, you get mad. Start throwing things. Is our bitter? What do you mean by bitter?
Is our beer bitter, like IPA?
No, he was asking how expensive is our bitter.
Bitters?
Or he might have meant beer. Oh, he pushed off right there. All right,
They're not going to call it?
You're about to see this play if you haven't already. Dude got a push off here. There's like Guinness. So okay, so we call that stout usually. Stout. God, dude, at a bar, a stout will run you about, in this town at least, and I do live in a more expensive town in South Georgia. A glass of a stout, maybe a pint, probably run you like $9, and that's something for like an 8% beer. So we're kind of used to it. 2015, of course, like you're saying, you hadn't been out here. 2015, it might be more around $7 US.
Also depends on where you go.
Yeah, it just depends on where you're at, right? Like, I keep dancing around. I'm in Savannah, Georgia, so this is like a tourist town at times. But if you were at like a truck side or a truck stop in the middle of like Kansas or something, you might get it for like $4 or $5. So it just makes a difference where you are. But now where I'm at, a lot of tourists come through, do their ghost tours and stuff. The bars will hike up the prices, but like my hometown's a very small town in North Georgia near the Tennessee border. Probably closer to $5 there. But we have some crafty stuff, which they tend to charge more for, of course. But I gotta be honest, it's pretty good most of the time. And I'll get the job done at like 8 or 9%. All right, Auburn's getting some help here, but I'm afraid they're going to dig themselves a big hole. And you know what? I'll tell you what. I bet the next Auburn coach is at this game right now. So I don't know who it's going to be, but I bet that person is here. I bet that person is getting ready to take over. And I bet he's taking in the atmosphere. They're trying to sell him on it. And you know what? It's not a bad job at all. I know they've had some tough times. It's not a bad job. Works in London.
You have the trains.
Yeah, you got all the trains. We got some trains, but they're not common. I can actually get from Savannah here to New York City and all the way down to Miami, so we can go up and down the entire East Coast. But it's not cheap. Not cheap at all. But I actually do go by that mode of transportation a lot. I don't like flying too much, so I think it's better than the Florida job. No. And I hate, like I said, I'm a Georgia fan, so I hate Florida more than anyone. But I do think Florida is the better job. You can half-ass your recruiting in the state of Florida, and you're still going to get some good guys. I think for Auburn, you got to try a little bit harder. But all I'm saying is that Auburn's a pretty good job. But Florida's a better job. But you do have to compete. Well, I was going to say you do have to compete with Miami and Florida State and Georgia and anyone else around. But I guess that's true for Auburn, too. You got to compete with Georgia and Alabama and probably parts of Louisiana and Mississippi. 14 euros to London. Damn.
Dude, it's so easy. You just hop on, unless there's a strike.
Indeed, Livehound. Diluted and saturated at the same time. Yeah. There's so much talent all around everyone. I even think, once again, not an Arkansas fan, but I think if Arkansas could tap into half of Texas, a little bit of Oklahoma, keep some Arkansas guys at home, they could be just fine. I think if a lot of states kept their guys at home, they'd be great. You wouldn't even have to try that hard. Just keep your guys at home, and everyone would be really good. I sometimes feel like South Carolina has the hardest job of doing that, though. I think South Carolina has tons of talent, but I think Clemson takes half of it and Georgia takes half of it, and South Carolina's left with whatever they have remaining. So I think South Carolina is in maybe the shittiest part of that. I mean, to be fair, Kentucky's not the greatest high school football state. So even if they kept guys home, they'd still have some struggles. But I think at times they do good at working with what they have. Arkansas needs to ask Jerry for some of that film night time. Yeah, well, you know what? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's given them a good bit of money. And he's even let them play at his stadium. Probably for free. For the, if I'm not mistaken, it was a few years ago, it was the A&M game. Because it was a neutral site game. Nope, not enough, obviously. I'm just wearing this once again because I love Darren McFadden. He was playing around the same time that I was playing in high school and stuff, and I guess you'd probably say Darren McFadden's my favorite player outside of the Georgia Bulldogs. And I want to say it's even better because, don't mind the phone here, I'm just fact checking something. Darren McFadden is literally a year older than me. So we were like playing football at the same time on a little bit of different levels. Me in high school doing much of nothing and him almost winning the Heisman. So back when I was watching him as a high school player, of course, he was just amazing. And I just loved watching him. And yeah, I do think he should have won a Heisman, but I think one of the years that he was up for it, Tim Tebow was there. So what are you going to do? You can't really. It's hard to beat one of the best players in SEC history, even if you're one of them. If you're up against another one, it's hard to beat him. But Auburn's over there having their chances. Then didn't pan out in the league because he didn't do that horrible though. I don't think. Like we can't say he did nothing. He did a little bit. He helped out the Cowboys. He helped out the Raiders. Maybe he didn't make a bunch of Pro Bowls, but obviously I'm not a fan because of his pro career. It's just, when you're a 17-year-old playing high school football, you turn on the TV and you see this guy who's out there running the ball with his speed, agility, juking. He can run over you. He can catch it. He can pass at times. Reggie Bush was another guy when, I was a teenager who was out there doing those things. So I guess a lot of people looked up to like Reggie Bush, and I just kind of liked Darren McFadden at Arkansas. And I think it was even cooler he did it with a team that you wouldn't think he'd come from, right? Like Reggie Bush, USC, you're like, of course, USC, they've had a lot of great players, OJ and stuff. You look at Arkansas and you're like, this superstars at Arkansas. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's like a deep.
It's like it's something you didn't see a lot. And you still don't because they're not in a good place right now. Yeah. Just like Bush. Yeah, I think we said that at the same time. And to be honest with you, Bush was probably better. It's just I guess it was one of those things where like everyone likes Bush. I didn't dislike Bush. It's just I wanted to attach myself to someone that people weren't talking about as much. And of course, by the end of his career, everyone was talking about him because he finished second in the Heisman, of course. I think at least one of those years, if not both. But I even took it so far as to say Arkansas is my second favorite team. I don't really do that anymore, but I don't hate them either. And no one gives me any flack for it because Arkansas is not very good. I cheer for them when I can. But yeah, basically this jersey, I got it actually this year. So 17-year-old me always wanted this jersey. I saw the chance to get it this year. Name on the back and everything from the DHgate, which is like a wholesaler from China. If you don't know, they sell jerseys pretty cheap. You just got to wait 7-8 weeks sometimes to get them. You can get it for about $20 US for my UK guy there. And yeah, so I just kind of was like, hey, I'm getting that. And I'll wear it on a live stream or whatever. Commercials. What else you guys got? Hey, got a few more guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Just talking about my love affair with Darren McFadden. As a Georgia fan, that ain't going to make sense to anyone that just joined the stream, but you know, I think we all have someone that played for a team that we weren't necessarily a fan of that we really enjoyed. I know older guys than me really enjoyed Barry Sanders, even if they weren't an Oklahoma State fan. I mean, even as we watch Auburn here, I know a lot of people really respected Bo Jackson. Which I don't know. Did you guys see that Ohio State had a Bo Jackson at running back? As if it couldn't get any better for them. Got a guy named Bo Jackson at running back. All right. Hey, focus in a little. Auburn's going on a fourth down here, and I won't ruin it for anyone that's lagging behind me a little, but you got to respect fourth down effort. Especially if you're in a game like this. Like you're Auburn, you've had so many chances slip through your fingers this year. You need to take every chance you can get. Just my thoughts. And also, you don't even, well, you've got an interim coach. You don't even have a real head coach. I'd say take any chance you can get. Maybe you can get that head coaching job full time. Sorry, one of my close personal friends is having trouble commenting on the stream here, and asking me why I couldn't comment, and I said, "Hell, man,
probably he's not logged in. Log in."
That's what I said. Yeah, you got to log in, buddy. You got to log in. Got to have that account.
Oh, he's just gonna run all the way.
Not all the way. Not all the way. Side subject. College football party feels weird as if it's wrong. Parody. Sorry. You know what? I didn't want to do this.
Like parody, what is that? What's an example?
But I'm fucking up words. So I've got the glasses on. Parody, yes. In what way do you mean, though? There's a lot of things that could mean specifically.
Well, I don't like the trade dynamics that's part of what I loved about college is that it wasn't like you just hop from team to team like in the NBA.
Oh, it makes it hard to predict. Yeah, I think the talent spreading out really helped with that too. Because a lot of people want to say NILs ruin things, and they may be right in a way, but I think also in a way it's taken some talent and spread it out, and it's kind of making everything more enjoyable. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to tell you that it's the greatest thing in the world. It's just it's uh, it's an evil that comes with some decent side effects. Let me answer my boy here. All right. Gotta be honest. If Alabama keeps up what they're doing, I might have to change channels and appease my West Coast fans. So I don't want to see a blowout. No one wants to see a blowout. Or maybe you do if you're an Alabama fan. Just want to. Good buddy of mine's having some trouble commenting, and I appreciate everyone who is commenting. But my buddy Thomas apparently watching this whole time, and I appreciate you for jumping on here, buddy. Even if you can't comment, it's all good.
What?
We talk enough through text.
Just get on the phone.
I would just call you up, Thomas, and get you on here. You'd probably entertain half the people, but I'm not sure I know how to do that. So I'm not gonna mess up the stream here. Harlequin 666. Hey, it's late where you are. Enjoy yourself a nightcap, and thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for joining me on live. I got a lot more videos coming out, which is probably what most of you enjoy more so than this live stream, but appreciate you being here nonetheless. Do have a lot more videos coming out. If you anyone that's on here with me now has any questions about that, about any of my videos, be happy to answer those while we're watching here. May just back myself into a corner if it's a unflattering question, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever you got. Whatever you got.
You had to pick an animal.
I'll ask that my wife here on the other side of the couch just types it in the comments, rather than asking it out loud.
It's not about football.
It doesn't have to be about football. You guys ask me about some.
No.
You guys can ask me about something dumb if you want. I'll answer it if it's appropriate and YouTube won't shut me down. It's all good. We already talked about the price of beer if you're just joining us late in the UK. Might have to change channels here, guys. But again, what you guys got? West Coast guys, Midwest guys? What are you guys watching? I know you guys watched Ohio State and Michigan today. I know some of you are watching UCLA and USC. Some of you are watching this one with me. Daniel Vance, 11 National Title Series. Was talking about Ole Miss title claims with my brother and was curious for sneak peek. Were you the one that commented about the titles recently? I think that might have been on something else. Ole Miss. So yeah, I'm about to start on the 3 title claims, and they do have 3 title claims. I know for sure that one of them. I haven't looked deep into all of them, lately. And believe me, I've looked into these things way before I started this channel, just as a curious guy. I know right off the top of my head, I think 1960, while shared with someone, I think that one's probably going to end up being pretty legit in my eyes. If I'm not mistaken, if you've seen the SEC story and stuff, the documentaries on ESPN, I think that not the one where they had the riot on campus at the same time, and they just happened to be having one of their best seasons. I think that one's pretty legit if I remember that one correctly and watching that documentary. And to be honest with you, the other 2 might end up being legit too. It's just depends on what I find in the information and like I've said in that series, just because someone else is 100% legit doesn't make you not 100% legit in my eyes, at least. It just depends on what the factors were. Just to stir up the shit, UCF, you weren't in the title game. I'm sorry. And just to clear the air live in the live stream, I don't hate UCF. A lot of you guys think I hate UCF. I don't hate UCF. And I didn't hate 2017 UCF, and I didn't think they didn't deserve a chance. I think they did deserve a chance. It's just there was a national title game, and they weren't in the national title game. And do I agree that they shouldn't have been in it? No, I think they should have had their shot. I think they should have had their shot over Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, because they didn't even go to the SEC title game, and it's just that it's kind of a black and white thing for me. It's like they were either in the title game and won it, and they weren't. Here we go. Thomas has made it. Guys, give some love to Thomas there in the comments if you can. Give him a like on his comment.
I don't think you can like comments.
Yeah, I think you can like comments. I've been on some live streams. Hey, there's Bo Jackson. Just mentioned his name in a different context. Thomas Gwynn here in the comments. He played some college football himself, and if you follow one of my less popular series of best athlete from every NCAA school, Division 1, 2, and 3. Pretty sure Thomas played a D3 school for a minute, and we'll have to give him a shout out as one of the best athletes of that school of all time. I don't want to say which one it was because, to be honest, I forgot. I think it was Carson Newman or shorter. He'll correct me. He'll correct me here in a minute. It's Carson Newman or shorter. If I got those wrong, I'm sorry. I had a number of friends play at both of those schools, or wouldn't call all of them friends, but you know what I'm saying, guys. We all know some people that played somewhere. Some were good friends, some were not so good friends, and you kind of get them mixed up over the years. Maryville. I can't remember what level they're at. NAIA, Division 3, Division 2. Oh, I thought you played at 2 schools, brother. As this game might get a little out of control here, and if that happens, we'll go ahead and change the channel to something else you guys are watching. Thomas, what did I see about Georgia's offense yesterday? Thomas, I didn't see a lot of great things about Georgia's offense yesterday, and that caught me off guard because I've seen a lot of good things from Georgia's offense in the past 3 SEC games at least. We'll throw Charlotte out because I don't think they were playing their real game. But yesterday I saw a quarterback that didn't know where he wanted to throw it, and so he'd just take off running. I saw a run game that was good at times, but bad at others. And as a Georgia fan, I'm just going to have to throw that one out and hope it gets back on track the next game. And I think me and you personally know that there's a guy named Bobo that probably had a little bit to do with that, with things not going so well. We got a trick play on the screen. Uh-oh.
It's okay.
Wait. I'm not going to say anything. I know you guys stream sometimes. Be a little behind cable that I have. But you know what? It turned out not to be a big issue, I don't think. Now that I've given it a few seconds, basically we had a trick play here. Alabama's quarterback went down, was wincing a little bit. He's already back up though. Shorter, see, I got one of them right. I don't remember if I got the divisions right. But I am taking on every NCAA school and naming my best athlete and a few honorable mentions. Have to throw him in there. What am I seeing? I think I'm seeing Auburn give it everything they can, and that's just not enough. And I say that, and I just saw this play. Okay. I think Auburn's got enough here to make the fans believe for a second, but you've got to get points on the board. And they've not come close to getting points on the board unless I've just been too caught up in the stream here to notice. But I don't think they've even gotten in field goal range. I don't think they've even attempted a field goal. So, honestly, before this game started, I thought Alabama would win by three scores, and we're getting close to that now. As I speak, though, Auburn's in a position here to do something. I just don't think they have the offensive firepower. They've got the talent all around, as a lot of historically decent SEC programs do. They've got the talent everywhere. It's just putting it together and coming up with something. And I think they've been in a little bit of a struggle since Bo Nix left. Don't mean to be a weirdo zooming in my face on the screen all the time, but I'm used to a bigger computer setup, and I'm running off the laptop right now. On commercial break here. Don't mind my silence. My silence maybe will bring up little boy dog. This boy right here is from Alabama. He should be paying more attention to this game.
he's technically closer from Auburn.
I think he's from close to Auburn, yes. He's close to, the Alabama-Georgia border. If you can't raise the views, nothing can.
You put too much pressure on you. Yes.
He ain't got no pressure on him. You put him on there and the views go up. Look at you,
Okay, we'll
Fergus.
just come back from commercial breaks. It keeps you.
Yeah, true enough. I don't know if my ads are knocking you guys off the stream.
You don't turn them on or off.
No, I don't have control over these ads necessarily. And so if it interrupts you guys for a second or not, I'm sorry about that. Not good, Thomas. Not good. Thomas, as I was telling you in text last night, I kind of just want Alabama again. And, history would tell me Georgia's going to lose to Alabama. But the optimist in me tells me it's another chance to right that ship, right the wrong. Once again, if any of the viewers here, Alabama fans, I'm going to take the opposite side of you. Sorry. I mean, but your side, even if we do have an Alabama fan or two watching here and you're not saying anything, you don't really have to because you've got the leg up and you've won a lot of games over us lately, and we really ain't got shit to say until we can get over that hurdle. So fair on you. I ain't gonna talk any trash when there ain't no trash to be talked at the moment. Oh.
Push it off.
Look, guys, you gotta respect the Auburn's, given that they're all going for it on fourth downs, taking deep shots like they just did. That's all you really can do against your heated rival when you're down in the dumps. You don't even have a head coach. A real head coach, that is. Well, Cal's up on SMU, if you guys weren't checking. It's interesting. Tulane, as I mentioned earlier, could be possibly the group of 5 team that gets in, beating up on Charlotte, but who hasn't? They're 1-10. Last I checked. Man. Guys, let me know if there's a better game going on I should check out. Any of you guys happen to be watching, if you're just joining me, I'm watching Alabama-Auburn because it's relevant in the part of the country I live in. It's not a great game at the moment, but just pretty relevant where I live, where I'm from. He could pick that up with his legs. You know what? As I say that, there's a chance for this to be a little bit better of a game. I hope YouTube doesn't pick up any of the volume here and get on to me for copyright stuff. I don't think my microphone's picking up too much of the TV. Well, look out, my little college football chronicles. We might have a little bit of a game here. Getting a little closer. Any more questions here? Oh, Thomas got another. Answer your question, Thomas. I have no idea. I saw a team that looked exactly like they knew what they were doing on offense for a few weeks. And then I saw a team that just looked like they were going through the motions, trying not to lose instead of trying to win. And you could honestly say that's been the problem with Georgia all year. So I know the Georgia haters out there probably have an argument about inconsistency, and I don't have an argument against that. That's just kind of a truth. There's a lot of inconsistency. Defense sometimes looks good, not much, but sometimes. Offense sometimes looks fantastic, sometimes looks super average. For being honest, as a Georgia fan, I'm just kind of happy to be in this position because we could have had 4 losses by now. It's kind of fortunate that sitting here at 11-1. Well, targeting review here, and Herb Street's already made up his mind that it's going to be definitely, well, I mean, as I see that replay, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, but there's been so many targeting calls this year that have not been.
Well, okay, I guess they all agree. What do we think? We got anybody watching from the Rocky Mountains? I lived there for about 4 years in the Rocky Mountain area. I see Colorado just lost again. I don't know what that puts them as. Don't mind me checking on that. 3-9. I guess a lot of you guys maybe have seen the press conferences. Primetime doesn't seem to be taking kindly to 3-9. He's used to a lot more success on every level, whether that be college playing, pro playing, or coaching for the past, what's it been, maybe 10 years, maybe a little less. Prime's not handling the failures too much. He kind of strikes me as a guy that's it's not going to put up with failure too much longer, and I don't know if that means he's going to make Colorado better. I think it just means that he's going to become disinterested. If he can't get that immediate success, I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe he's got a lot more fight in him than I'm giving him credit for, but last I checked, he doesn't have a great recruiting class. He's losing games. He's lost his boys on the team. He's lost his Heisman Trophy winner on the team. I just don't know. I don't know how much I'd put up with if I didn't have any future success coming in. It's got to be a tough situation to be in when you were set up for success to begin with, and now you kind of fell off a cliff. But good luck to you, Prime. I honestly think Coach Prime thrives when put in the right situation. So, I think had Florida State had some interest at any time, he should have taken that because I think he could recruit like a monster at Florida State and really thrive in that kind of spotlight. I just don't know how you're going to turn Colorado around without anything on the horizon. If you guys got some thoughts on that, anybody out there in the Rocky Mountain area, you let me know. Colorado fans, Colorado haters, maybe some Utah fans. I know I've had a Utah fan, at least 1 or 2 on the channel. Speaking of which, where's Christopher Foote? Christopher Foote, you out here? Maybe you see this after the fact. I know you're always talking about some teams in the mountains there. Sorry if I got that name wrong. I think it's Christopher Foote. He's always defending BYU in the comments. I don't even think he's a BYU fan. Just out there trying to stand up for the Mormons.
try to find an open receiver. There's no one there. So he creates, he goes into the boundary, and that is tough with the speed of this man.
But doesn't have to be that, guys. Any questions you guys have, I'm just watching the game here, answering your questions. If this is not your thing, that's cool. I'll be back to making videos real soon. You guys been enjoying those, and I appreciate all your support and all your comments, your agreements, your disagreements, all the stuff on my videos. Those are that's really great. You guys brought me from like 200 subs to 1,600 subs, and honestly, mostly about a week and a half. So you guys are amazing. I know you guys are really enjoying the how legit are these Champions series. I enjoy making those. But yeah, as of right now, we're just we're hanging out watching this, and can't wait to get back to those. But enjoying hanging out with you guys doing this. Appreciate some more questions. Be glad to answer them. Thomas, what I ate for Thanksgiving? Well, it was just me and the wife this year. Usually have the in-laws come down. They had some family things going on, so they thought it'd be best to stay home, which was fine. Well, that said, we didn't want to I know this may sound crazy. We didn't want to over make food like a lot of people usually do, so we made my favorite side dish, which is stuffing. We made the wife's favorite side dish, which is usually macaroni. And then for the turkey, we got like just a breast only, and but like a real big one. And then I actually put it on the smoker I got for my birthday. So I tried my hand at smoked turkey, and that went really good. If you're just tuning into this right now, you probably are thinking, "What the hell is happening?" But I did say I want any kind of questions, football, non-football, it's all good. You guys have probably seen by now Auburn got on the board with a field goal, 17-3. Still not looking great. And if you've watched Alabama at all this year, they don't let many teams come back on them. Teams that have beat them have pretty much been toe to toe with them the whole game. Ain't nobody made a comeback on them, so I wouldn't expect that to happen. But we are talking about one of the big rivals, and I'd say anything could happen, but I still got to doubt Auburn pretty bad, just for coming close all year and falling short. I'll see BYU beat UCF. I was talking about both those teams recently, and BYU got them. Yeah, I feel like BYU's been quietly one of the better teams in the last 4 years, but just haven't gotten to the promised land yet. Whatever the promised land is in BYU culture. I'm not a Mormon scholar, so I don't know all their terms for whatever their promised land might be. But I've said on a few videos I've made that I thought that BYU has probably been one game away from making the playoffs, like at least 3 of the last 4 years. Correct me if I'm wrong there, because I might have missed a couple wins, but I feel like they haven't been too far off. And looks like they might miss it this year again too, and by a little bit. Last college football rankings I watched, I think they were the 13th team out of 12, or the 14th, with Utah right there with them, ironically. But guys, we are Haven't had anyone tell me I need to check out any West Coast games or some Midwest games coming up. I know we do have Notre Dame coming up. I know this channel's had quite a few Notre Dame fans. Maybe not on the live right now, but that's okay. Can't get everyone to jump on the live anytime you go live. But we got about 2 minutes till halftime here, and we've been going for a good bit. I think here at halftime of the Iron Bowl, we're going to go ahead and cut it off. Actually, haven't eaten dinner yet, me or the wife, and going to go ahead and get dinner here at halftime. But guys, stick with me till halftime here, and please ask me any questions you've had about the videos on the channel. Best athletes, best coaches. I haven't forgotten about the best coaching videos. It's just you guys have been eating up the how legit are these champions. So, you know, when you get 30,000 views on one video in that category, kind of tells you keep going at this. So you guys are enjoying that series. I'm going to keep going at that. But you guys that are enjoying the best coaching series, don't think I've forgotten about that. I'm going to keep that going. I just, what's to say, got to give the people what they want. And the people want how legit are these champions. So any last things you guys want to ask? We're at the 2-minute warning on the game I'm on. Or 2-minute timeout. We're not calling it a warning anymore. We're at the 2-minute timeout. We're almost at the 2-hour mark of the stream. I think that's a perfect time to wrap it up. And yeah, get in any last questions you'd like. I'd be happy to answer them. Probably got about 15 minutes left of real time here with the 2 minutes, depending on timeouts and stuff. You know how we got some silent air here? Once again, DHgate, making the jerseys for cheap, sewing on real patches, about $20 plus a little bit of shipping, usually an 8-week wait time. Not a sponsor of the channel, not a sponsor. Love for them to be a sponsor. I don't think they do sponsorships, but hell, whoever my sponsors are right now, thank you. I don't get to pick them right now. I'm just talking bullshit now, ain't I? No, I don't get to pick my sponsors, so whatever ads you guys see, hey, if you enjoy them, that's great. If you don't, I enjoy them for choosing me. And I'll take any that would like to come along.
No matter what the weather, our families depend on us to get on the road every day and get going. So we need tires and brakes to perform under any condition. No one understands that.
Long commercial break. Hit me with those questions, guys. A little bit of time left here. Sorry if I missed anybody's. I don't think I did. I got someone checking me over here to make sure I didn't. Already forgot who's where on the field here. I forget if anyone's in scoring position right here before the half. We're about to get our dinner on, and yes, it is about 9:30 here in the Eastern time zone. No, we don't always eat this late, but, you know, just wanted to try something new out on the channel. All right. Looks like now that we're back, we do have a team at midfield. All right. There is a chance for a little bit more here before we log off. We'll have a look here. And what? Oh, I won't say nothing, but you guys will see it. Any final questions outside of what I ate for Thanksgiving from Thomas? Oh, I don't like that play call. Ugh. Start to get analytical here. Start to criticize the team's play calling, a team I don't even like, you know? But that's just what you do sometimes. Honestly, wasn't a bad play either. You know what? We might have some action here right before the half, so we're going to stick with it. Now we got an injury. Let's see. I guess since we got a little injury break here, go ahead and throw out what's coming next on the series. I don't have the list in front of me here, but on the best players, I know in that series, Air Force is coming up next. Who else? Let's see, Akron maybe. Some of the smaller schools start with an A. Albany State, I think. As far as coaches, where did we leave off? I think we left off at Georgia State. Georgia Tech's coming up next. I think my pick for that's not going to surprise anybody. As far as how legit are these champions, we've got the three-time champs coming up. I believe that includes Ole Miss, as one of the comments already said. I believe that includes Lafayette, which I do have to struggle to say that because there's a town near my childhood hometown that spelled the exact same, but we call it Lafayette. I don't know if we have always had that wrong our whole life or if that's just how it's said in my area. We've got, here's some other three-time champs. I think Lehigh? No, maybe. I think Cornell or somebody might be in the three-time champ range. Just a heads up, some of the three-time champs I'm going to give their own video to. Some of the three-time champs I'm going to group with others. It just depends on how debatable the their claims are. You know, if you've seen any of those videos, you know that sometimes I like to debate them. Sometimes I just accept them as full-on champs. Sometimes I just say bullshit right off the bat, and you guys violently disagree with me in the comments sometimes. But you know, I appreciate that. It helps out the channel and stuff. And man, Auburn just got a touchdown, but a flag brings it back. Trying to get some fireworks here right at the end of the live stream. Trying to get some. But yeah, we've got the Ivy League video I just put out. I know it was a little unexpected and not a part of the series, and but I hope you guys enjoyed that one. But yeah, I'm certainly going to give you guys what you've been watching. Lots of you have been watching and commenting and debating on. I certainly appreciate you guys making that series and the channel what it's become. You know, I put out the one video of how legit are these champions, and you guys took it to 30,000 over the weekend, and really made the channel a success. And whether you disagreed with me or agreed with me, I really appreciate it, because it allowed me to actually start getting sponsors and stuff. So that's really cool. Something I hope to achieve. Didn't think I'd achieve it for another 6 or 7 months, but you guys really came through and helped make it a success. And sorry, I just got a little distracted because I looked at the screen. And as you guys, if you watched one of my videos, may know, I went to Georgia Southern, and I actually worked at Georgia Southern in the athletic department. And the head coach at the time was Chad Lunsford. And Chad Lunsford was just on the TV in front of me, and it just kind of made my brain fry out there. So just a guy that you'd walk in the office every day and see, and a guy you'd go to media meetings with, and he'd be filmed by the news and stuff, and he's just on your TV in front of you. You kind of get a little confuddled. And we have one last play in the half on my screen, at least, and it's good. We got a 17-6 game here. I hope you guys enjoy the Notre Dame game. For the Notre Dame fans out there, the West Coast people, you're watching the UCLA USC game. That's good. All my Southern people over here probably watching this one. Whether you hate both teams or like one team or hate one team, whatever it may be, we're going to keep it going along here. Me and the wife are going to cook up some food for a late dinner. Appreciate you guys joining me for the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a little different from what I usually do on the channel, but just thought, hey, why not give it a shot? And I had a nice conversation with you guys. Appreciate you for coming by, and I'll see you on my next videos that should be coming out next week. Probably the How Legit Are These Champions, so will be the next ones you can expect. But I am I'm working hard on all 3 series, so don't think I've forgotten about any ones, but probably the next ones coming are How Legit Are These Champions. So appreciate you guys.
For whatever reason, they haven't been on the ball all year. So tonight they're running the football.